I'm Alex Sharfin, and this is the Momentum Podcast, made for empire builders, game changers, trailblazers, shot takers, record breakers, world makers, and creators of all kinds. Those among us who can't turn it off and don't know why anyone would want to. We challenge complacency, destroy apathy, and we are obsessed with creating momentum so we can roll over bureaucracy and make our greatest contribution. Sure, we pay attention to their rules, but only so that we can bend them, break them, then rewrite them around our own will. We don't accept our destiny, we define it. We don't understand defeat because you only lose if you stop, and we don't know how. While the rest of the world strives for average and clings desperately to the status quo, we are the minority, the few, who are willing to hallucinate there could be a better future, and instead of just daydreaming of what could be, we endure the vulnerability and exposure it takes to make it real. We are the evolutionary hunters, clearly the most important people in the world, because entrepreneurs are the only source of consistent, positive human evolution, and we always will be. Why water? It never fails. At least once or twice a week, I get asked by somebody, hey, aren't you a business coach, or don't you help people grow companies? Why are you always talking about water? And what's this natural thirst challenge? I am a big business growth coach, and I help entrepreneurial personality types, people like you and I, evolutionary hunters, grow empires, grow the biggest businesses possible that make massive contributions. You know, a business is a revolution with a profit motive, and I want to help you build yours. But one of the issues that I've seen over and over again with entrepreneurs is that as we get busy, as we go on the hunt, we start to neglect our bodies, our minds, ourselves. And that robs us of our momentum. You are an evolutionary hunter. You are a physiologically sensitive, momentum-based being that is highly reactive to constraint. And when I say constraint, I mean constraint of all kinds. Constraint of your mind with too many things going on, overscheduling, overwhelming yourself. Constraint of your physiology with not moving enough, working out enough, getting enough movement throughout the day. And constraint of your entire being by not eating right, not drinking the right water, not drinking enough water, not hydrating, not giving your body the fuel it needs to work at peak condition. Because as an evolutionary hunter, our bodies are the instrument through which we interpret the world. We all know if you have a feeling, as an evolutionary hunter, you feel it in your body first, and then your head tells you what that feeling means. So we interpret the world through our physiology. And if you find that you're reactive or overreactive, or tense, or anxious, or frustrated, or any of those things, what you're often feeling is not an environmental condition, but a physiological condition that you can help go away. You can actually beat this down by supporting your body physiologically. I'll share with you 3 quick anecdotes of why I obsess so much about water and hydration, and why I want every one of my clients fully hydrated and drinking water and focusing on supporting their bodies, because the fastest way for us to lose mind-body connection is through oxygen. If I was to choke you right now, every muscle in your body would let you know you needed to get out of that choking condition because it's killing you. The challenge is, when it comes to water, it's not the same. See, water is a subtle instinct. Our evolutionary mind tells us, you're thirsty. It doesn't scream. It doesn't make you jerk around and spasm like it would if I was choking you. It just says, you're thirsty. And here's the problem. We can get up in the morning, feel thirsty, start getting after it, check our email, get distracted, follow up on distractions, go over to Facebook, check everything else that you've got going on, get distracted by your kids, your wife, get into your morning routine, get out the door, go to work all day, get everything that you can done, hustle as hard as you possibly can. You look up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and think, why am I so drained? Why does my neck hurt? Why is my body so tense? Because I haven't had water all day. Water is one of those things that as human beings, we can ignore. But our advanced psyche that allows us to make decisions has actually worked against us in this regard. Human beings are the only animals on the planet that have learned to sip We don't drink water like the rest of animals. Have you ever seen a dog take one drink and walk away? Have you ever seen any animal do that? The only one who does it is human beings. We'll take an 8-ounce glass of water, sip 3 times, and then leave it there. If a dog's thirsty, it will drink until it's done, and you should too. So the first anecdote is a client of mine who is in my Momentum Masterclass and now has also joined our Grow and Scale Higher End program. Her name's Nancy Clench, and she is an amazing entrepreneur. She runs a company up in Canada that provides daycare to kids after school, in school. She's partnered with schools. She's got a massive team. Her company's growing like crazy. She's having this intense effect on children that are in her daycares. They're just taken care of at a higher level. They have a safe place. She's created this entire company, and the story of why she created it is so amazing. It's because her son was not accepted in the schools. She was told there was something wrong with him. She was told that, he wasn't normal, that he had challenges. And so she built this organization to help her son make it through school, and so that he had a safe place to go after school, because she knew Griffin wasn't broken. He was brilliant, and he is. He's one of the most brilliant kids I've ever been around. So Nancy, in our Momentum Masterclass, started the 10-day water challenge that we have, and I'll give you a URL so that you can go take it too and drink more water than you ever thought possible, naturally, without any effort. Nancy did this, and in her first week, she lost 5 pounds without trying. This isn't a weight reduction program, but it does serve to reduce weight. See, when you get mind-body connected by drinking water, you don't eat as much. You don't eat as many of the wrong things. You start making better decisions. Just the very fact that you're hydrated will tell your body that you're no longer in a starvation cycle, in a limited resource cycle, and it will allow your body to thrive. Because what happens is when our body doesn't have the resources it needs, it starts holding on to them. When you don't drink enough water, here's the irony of not drinking enough water. You'll hold on to water weight. When your body feels like it's not going to get enough water, it will actually start holding on to it. And what happens? Inflammation, joint pain, muscle pain, all of the things that we see that are epidemic today in the United States. When you don't get enough water, your digestion slows down or stops. You start getting IBS, Crohn's, colitis, stomach pain, stomach issues, leaky gut, all because we don't have enough water. By adding this back in, by getting enough water, we put ourselves back into physiological momentum. This morning, I got a message from somebody on Facebook, and it was simple. It said, I'm on the 10-day water challenge. It's my 3rd day, and yesterday I noticed that I've got a lot more energy, but when I don't eat a good lunch, I feel depleted completely in the afternoon. What's a better lunch for me to eat? Today I had a burger. So here's my interpretation of that message, is somebody started the water challenge and almost immediately started feeling like they needed to eat healthier because they are now recognizing the effects that unhealthy food has on them. Just 2 or 3 days of hydrating and supporting your body, and it starts speaking to you in a different way. It starts communicating with you in a different way. See, if you've been dehydrated or chronically dehydrated for a while, which most Americans are, the estimates are somewhere between 75 and 85% of Americans are chronically dehydrated. This is an epidemic. And if you are in that dehydrated state, your mind-body connection is not working as well as it could. And what can that cause? Agitation, irritation, frustration, restlessness, digestive problems, muscle issues, muscle tension, brain fog, cognitive issues, sleep deprivation, or excessive sleep. Dehydration has this incredible list of symptoms that if you look at the top 50 drugs in the United States today, the majority of them treat symptoms of diseases that we have created. However, the majority of them also treat the symptoms of dehydration. So if you're on a prescription medication, if you're taking supplements, if you are trying to get healthier, if you're trying to improve your physiology, it doesn't matter what you do, what you take, how you eat, or what you do anywhere else. If you're not fully hydrated, you are not fully optimized. So Nancy lost 5 pounds, and the guy who contacted me through Facebook starts seeing that he wants to eat healthier. But it's amazing what other awarenesses come up when we just start drinking more water. I've had clients tell me that through drinking more water, they've realized there's parts of their business that they don't want to be in. They've started to recognize that there's people in their lives that are bothering them that they don't want around, or people that are in their lives that they appreciate at such a high level. When we increase the levels of hydration, we increase mind-body connection, because every system in the body is supported by water, and water is the exclusive toxicity removal vehicle in the body. If you want to remove toxins, if you want to go on a cleanse, if you want to get healthier, water is the way to do it, because it is the way that toxins are removed. And if you are anything other than fully hydrated, the second you start to dehydrate, your body starts holding on to toxins. This can cause all kinds of challenges, but most importantly, we just don't think as clearly. We don't see the future as clearly. We don't understand what we're capable of as clearly, and we don't see possibilities like we should. So yes, I'm completely and totally obsessed with water. There's not a single client of mine who hasn't heard my water pitch. And even in my high-end mastermind with $1 million plus CEOs that are paying us tens of thousands of dollars a year to participate, the first module in all of their content is the 10-Day Natural Thirst Challenge. Because here's why water is so crucially important. I'm going to make this plea with you to listen to the 10-Day Natural Thirst Challenge. For 10 days, drink water in the way we prescribed, reawaken your natural thirst, and you are going to see a massive change. Because there's a reason why I have every CEO I start working with do this. I know that if I can get somebody fully hydrated, they naturally start changing things and creating momentum. If I can get somebody fully hydrated, they naturally start seeing opportunity easier and seeing how to make things happen. If I can get somebody fully hydrated, they naturally start improving the relationships around them and connecting better with people. It's been years that I've been preaching this, and I've seen it happen over and over again. And in all of the thousands of entrepreneurial personality types, all of the evolutionary hunters who have awakened their natural thirst, who have given up sipping, who hyperhydrate, who take down 16 ounces or more of water, it has been life-changing for them. And so there's some simple directions here. I'm going to give them to you fast, because you can go to getthirstynow.com and get all of the details on the 10-Day Natural Thirst Challenge. You can even see some testimonials. You've got videos from me there, a one sheet that you can download to follow along, and it's all absolutely free. I'm doing this because here's what I know. If I can show you how to drink more water than you ever thought possible, and it feels easy and effortless, I want you to imagine what I could do for your business or your life or your relationship. If this keystone habit does what I say it does, and it's really this effortless to drink more water than you ever thought you could, what would it feel like if you had systems and strategies to make business growth effortless, or daily planning effortless, or aligning with your spouse effortless, or growing a multi-million-dollar business clear and practical and make you feel confident? So I know that if we get you into our 10-Day Natural Thirst Challenge, we will show you an effect on your physiology that you've never felt before. Here are the rules for the 10-Day Challenge. I'll give them to you here, but I want you to go to getthirstynow.com and get all the details too, because when you watch the videos, everything changes. So first things first, you start every morning with a hyperhydration, 16 ounces or more of water. It boosts your metabolism 30 to 50%. Start the day by drinking. Here's why. We want to let our evolutionary body know that we are in an area of abundance, that the place where we've landed today has ample water, and it's okay for us to be thirsty, and it's okay to drink. When you get up and you hyperhydrate, your body will send a thirst signal more often and more intensely all day. That's where the second step comes in. If you think, drink. I'm going to have that tattooed on my arm. If you think, drink. Here's what that means. If you so much as think about water, that is your body's subtle thirst instinct saying, drink. So if you look at water, if you think about it, if you feel the slightest bit thirsty, pick up a glass and drink. And I'm not talking about sipping. Pick up a glass and drink 16 ounces or more, hyperhydrate, fill your body with water, and watch the momentum come flying in. And the third rule is this: keep water with you. Here's a fact. If you do not have water with you, you will not drink. I challenge anyone to argue that with me, because if it's not there, you can't. And when you are hydrating and hyperhydrating and awakening your natural thirst, here's what we want to do. We want to feed that thirst instinct every time you get the subtlest hint that you're thirsty. Drink 16 ounces or more of water. And what you'll find, this shocks most entrepreneurial personality types that do this. I've had evolutionary hunters call me and say, Alex, this is crazy. I just drank 120 ounces of water. It's not even 12 noon and I'm dying of thirst. And I explained to them, welcome to hydration. Welcome to how your body's supposed to feel. And so remember, there's 3 rules. 1, wake up in the morning, hyperhydrate with 16 ounces of water or more. 2, if you think, drink. Subtlest instinct, drink some water. And 3, keep water with you. Proximity to water is important because if you have it with you, then you can follow the rules. And what you'll find, like thousands of other evolutionary hunters have found, is that when people like us reconnect mind and body, there's a magical effect on almost everything in our lives. Our relationships get easier, our business gets easier, our physiology feels better, we start making better choices, and we move in the right direction. The alternative is to stay dehydrated, to not take the challenge, to stay feeling like you're feeling and experiencing the muscle aches and the pains and a lot of the other degenerative issues that come from dehydration. Who knows? Maybe you will end up with Crohn's or colitis or chronic pain or inflammation or one of the many things that modern science says there's not really a clear origin for. But if we want to understand where it could be, I'll make the argument that most of those issues, most of those clusters of symptoms that are called diseases, can also be dehydration. So if you want to improve all areas of your life, if you're ready to do this right now, if you want to get into a higher earning level, if you want to get into a higher level of clarity, awareness, presence, and the ability to create momentum, you have one step to take. Go to getthirstynow.com and join the 10-day Natural Thirst Challenge. And do me a favor. If you do, invite at least 2 of your friends to do it with you. And do it together. Talk to each other. Let each other know how it's going. Share this in a Facebook group. Put it online. Find people who can enjoy this challenge with you. Because here's what happens when you all get together and start drinking more water and hyperhydrate, fully supporting your physiology, your cognitive ability, and your chemical balance in your body. You will lose symptoms that you couldn't even possibly have thought were from dehydration. You will increase momentum, presence, and awareness. And you're just going to feel better every day, get more done, accomplish more, and feel like you're in momentum. Here's the best part. It's 100% free. The Natural Thirst Challenge is free. In most cases, when you go out and try and get some, water is free. And keeping yourself to this schedule and to this challenge costs you nothing but some time and effort, but it will give you back 10 times what you commit to it. So if you're ready to stop being part of the 75 to 85% of the population that is literally walking around every day trying to get everything done, carrying the dead weight of being dehydrated, get out of the crowd and join the people who are supporting their bodies, physiologically connected, fully hydrated, and ready to take on the world. Go to getthirstynow.com. You have absolutely nothing to lose.